Hey everybody, it's me Tristan J with another Qwiktro. This is a very special Qwiktro actually because I am playing Rayman Legends ahead of time. This is my first review copy of the game, direct from Ubisoft. It's a great honor to be able to review this game because I've been looking forward to it a long time and it's fantastic. So I'm just going to go through the gallery here and show you kind of like the what's what of the options. Then I go through some levels and show you what's what. So first, this is kind of like your hub area. You can go into different paintings, kind of like Super Mario 64. You jump into a painting and then there's a bunch of levels there. There are multiple heroes you can choose from. And so there's Rayman, that's what I'm playing right now, the standard. And then you can be like a knight version of him, or you can be one of the teensies. They all have a little story thing above them. You know, they got little background stuff like that, but it's kind of meaningless. They all pretty much play the same. You know, it's if you want to customize and have a different Rayman, that's cool. I myself like to play as the girls in this game, because the new character is Barbara here. And Barbara also has an evil sister, and then there's other different versions of Barbara. Like this princess, and she's pretty much Braveheart, and then every single one has like an alternate version of herself. My favorite one is probably Ursula. Just because she's kind of gadgety, and she has like a sweet hook kind of thing here. And her hover mechanic is kind of cool. Oops. So I'm going to play the levels as Ursula. So let's go back to the gallery. If you don't want to run back to anything, you can open this little hub page and you can go to the main gallery as well as do other things like check your leaderboard, check your stuff, check your newsflash thing, like if something unlocks, it'll tell you in here, it'll warp you right to the unlocked thing. It's pretty cool. I guess while I'm in here, I might as well show you the lucky tickets. And these will unlock certain things, like they'll give you lums, which is kind of like money or collectibles in the game, these yellow things. There's pets, which I shall show you, and it looks like I just unlocked that pet. So, good timing. It'll be random things like that. Or it'll also unlock, they recreated levels from Rayman Origins, or not recreated, I should say. They more like, well, I guess recreated them, yeah. I guess that's the best word I could probably use. But I'll show you one of those too. So this is the pet area, and pets will give you collectibles for the day, every single day on 24-hour range. And so you'll get more lums and more unlockables, and it's pretty cool. I've unlocked quite a bit here. It's just a nice little touch. I mean, they don't do much, but they're a nice little looky-loo kind of thing. So let's go to the main gallery. And what else we got here? We got challenges for the day. There's also like mini games and like I said, origins and the creatures and whatever. First, let's start off with the first level of the game, and just to show you how it plays, as well as introduce kind of like the new mechanic, I should say, for the game. You can see those things popping up. Yeah, if you unlock time trials of stages once you get enough something or others. I can't remember exactly what. I believe it's like the more lums and trophies you collect, I believe that's how they unlock and stuff like that. Right. I believe there's a secret. Yes. So the point of the game for each stage is to rescue teensies. Now, since I've already rescued every teensy in this level, they will appear as lums, basically, it seems. And if you... Oops, I screwed that up there. If you get the pink ones, they're worth 2, and lums are worth 1 otherwise. So the whole point of, like, the secrets to unfold is to get the teensies. The more teensies you unlock, they unlock stages and other bonuses and stuff like that. While the lums unlock kind of more, I would say, minor things like characters and stuff like that. So this is, you'll find secrets like that in order to unlock every single teensy in the stage. I'll just give you a little taste of what kind of a puzzle will be. They're all kind of cool. This one's not more sort of puzzle, it's more like a reaction-based thing. You just want to make sure and get the teensy before he flies by, basically. But others are more puzzle-oriented. There we go. I got a teensy. Boom. And then the teensy will give you a little heart. Of course, if you don't have a heart, if you get hit, that's it. You're done. That is the one crux of the game. It's just the one-hit kills. If you get a heart, obviously you can, you know, take more hits, but they're a little bit rare in the game. Not super rare, but you're mostly heartless. I'd say probably 70% of the game you're probably without a heart. Maybe that's just my playthrough. Anyway, so yeah, this is the new mechanic, Murphy. And Murphy, basically, I believe on the Wii U version, someone can play with you, like if you have a co-op partner and he can control on the gamepad. As for this version, you just control it with the circle button, and he can do random commands. Like you saw there, he did a thing. Now he can tickle this monster so I can destroy him. And just small stuff like that. In other levels, he can hit switches, make platforms appear, all kinds of stuff. It's, oh, see, there we go. It'd be really embarrassing if it died at the first stage, so let's not do that. Which, and every level's, I mean, each stage has definitely like a theme to it. This one obviously is kind of more medieval. There is a really cool set of levels that is underwater, which I'm not the biggest fan of underwater stages, but they include stealth mechanics. So it's kind of two things that can go wrong or right depending on how they're worked, and they work well. They're frustrating at times, but I would say the biggest problem, if I could call it that, of this game is the difficulty. Now, the first couple stages are pretty, I mean, everybody could probably pretty much do them. Definitely the game's a lot easier with a co-op partner, but if you're alone, pretty much after the first world, and even some of the levels, like the extra ones in the first world, are really, really hard. Thankfully, the load times are, like, crazily fast in this game. So while you'll die and fall off a cliff, you'll start back at a checkpoint, and most of the time the checkpoints are pretty, I would say, generous. Sometimes it takes a long time in order to unlock a checkpoint, so it can be frustrating. The point is, it can be a very frustrating game, and it's even more frustrating because the game is so much fun that when you hit a wall, like a difficulty curve, like I was playing something last night, and I must have died at least 50 times, and I was ready to throw the controller. Doesn't mean that means it's a bad game, it just means that the game is just can be frustrating. Which could be good for some people. Some people like a challenge, some people don't think video games are hard anymore. That's why things like Dark Souls kind of spring up, and there's a lot of games like that now. I don't think Rayman is necessarily trying to invoke the Dark Souls crowd, but it's definitely invoking just the classic platformer toughness. I mean, I don't know if people have played the original Mario Brothers, but that game is really, really hard. Really hard. So, yeah. I mean, I'd say this game is definitely a lot more forgiving than the first Mario, but just, you know, small comparison or whatever. Alright. So you see Murph, you know, hitting the button, he's controlling things. I'm doing pretty good, I haven't died yet. This is actually a longer level than I remember. I think I'm actually just taking my time and being more careful, I think, than I normally would. Just because I'm trying to, obviously, show you guys what's what. Let's see what else. That, and like I said, if you have a co-op partner, it makes the game easier just because if someone gets hit, they can bubble, and then they can be revived, essentially. Damn it! I was right at the end there. Okay, while I'm talking, I gotta get through this just because I can't believe I just did that. Embarrassing on the first stage. Whatever. I'm better than this. Trust me. Or don't trust me. You've seen me play games before. Anyway, the other issue, like I said, okay, so it's easier to play with people. Unfortunately, you have to play with someone on your couch. And if you don't have friends that can come over on a regular basis, it gets even more frustrating because there's no online co-op, which, you know, perhaps Ubisoft will release it down the line, or maybe they just didn't consider. Maybe they just didn't think it would be good, or maybe it just wouldn't fit the system that well. Either way, you know, it happens. It happens. But it doesn't mean it's still not a good game. It just makes it, again, the difficulty that much more hard, being only able to do stuff with your friends on the couch or next to you, you know, basically. So again, not a big deal. Those are really the two only gripes I have, is the difficulty and no online co-op. But otherwise, this game is fantastic. The levels and the art design is so good. The music is fantastic, which you'll see why, especially in a second. Just it's so charming. I mean, there's no really story to it, but the other game didn't really have story to it either. And yeah, it's just overflowing with charm though, and there's some humor in there, some slapstick humor, and very cartoony. I mean, the art design definitely invokes that, but speaking of Mario, this game can definitely teach Mario a thing or two, just because it's so innovative. Like, everything in every stage is just so cool and thoughtful, and the team at Ubisoft really put a lot of work into this thing. That's probably why it's so challenging, just because they really wanted people to give people a good sense of their money, or something like that. But definitely the standout thing for me in this game, and I wish there were more, and maybe they'll release DLC packs for this, which I would be almost against, just because I would want it in the actual package itself. But anyway, it's after every world, there is a music stage, and it'll be a popular song, and this one is, well, it's Black Betty. I don't want to spoil any of the other ones, but I'm sure you can find them out there on Wikipedia or whatever. But yeah, just, I think I'll stop talking. I gave this game a 4 out of 5 on my review. Check it out on Examiner. I am just going to shut up now, and I will end, hopefully by not dying on this fantastic level. The game is available on the Wii U, the Xbox 360, PC, PS3, and PS Vita on September 3rd, this coming Tuesday. And yeah, you should definitely go buy it. It's a lot of fun, especially if you have people to play it with. And it's frustrating, but you know, if you buy it, sit down and take your time. It's definitely worth it. So enjoy.